A big thank you to all the sponsors and everybody that's been involved with setting up the tournament. I actually get first-hand experience. I have a manager sitting next to me. It's been a pleasure playing in the tournament so far.
Yeah, it's been a huge pleasure playing the tournament. It's been a huge pleasure being here as well.
Well, it's been, you know, even from a commentary and a TV perspective, I suppose, it's a lot of people have to understand this. As we just watch a few of these points play out, there's a lot of logistics and there's a lot of organization that needs to go around to get these development messages out. So far, Astro Supersport and all the broadcasters have been spot on. In fact, all I can remember is I think there was a scoreboard that in the opening week, I think it was the second match day.
Yes.
That I think it didn't have any batteries in it or something. That was it, but it was easily fixed.
Yes.
That's the point. Back to the game, 7-5 to.
Oh, that's in.
That was a very nice shot.
Well, I just noticed this, and I'm surprised I didn't notice this earlier. Actually, Tanwi Tad, who is playing from Ampang Jaya, is actually the brother of Tanwi Gin, who is playing for Puchong. I didn't notice that.
And there I was thinking that you had enough insights already. We've seen a lot of family affairs, especially the Latif clan, I suppose you could say. They've been here. The Hashim clan, they've been here as well. So, really having more. So it's not surprising, of course, as you can imagine, badminton being a very local sport in Malaysia and Asia. A lot of siblings play it, and you can still see them actually playing it on the streets as well. Now, of course, it's been formalized in badminton clubs as well, so that's good.
Yes.
The basic level of structure. Now, this has been a bit of a clawback.
It's a bit of surprise as well.
Yep.
So Muhammad Shawal, singles player.
Well, again, clawing back, and these are the important points, 7-9.
It's going to be a crucial point, this one.
That's why it had to be.
And it's put
hammered
away
down.
with Venom, yeah.
Service over, 10, game point, 7.
So game point to Shawal and Toei.
It's 3 points to take it away. Just needed a 1.
That's right.
First game won by Ampang Jaya BC, 11-7.
Amazing first game.
It was very nice to watch. Very good plan to play.
And as you were saying, Jeevan, the underdogs.
That's right. Underdogs and favorites. It's always good to see the hunger of the underdog.
Well, just 6 minutes. That's all it took for Muhammad Shawal Israel.
Some of these games have taken, I think the quickest one I saw was in a singles match. And I think it was, it may have been Azrinayu, 4 minutes. I think it was 4 minutes.
Against Akajang, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's right. So I think that was, I know it's the 11-point system, but still that was a very, very interesting thing to see on the scoreboard. Some of the men's doubles matches, of course, each game has been 6, 7, 8 minutes.
Second game.
It'll be interesting to see, of course, as we approach the second game, whether Muhammad Shawal Ismail and Tanwi Tad will be able to keep on the momentum from the first set.
I mean, it's that second and third game that must just be the critical ones. You've of course sat in these seats. You can't see them here, although they're in the corner of your court. You've watched your players play. You've been a player yourself.
Yes.
The difference in emotion must be quite overwhelming at times.
Sometimes, and I'm not sure which is harder, to be actually the player on the court, to be the manager tied up there.
Yeah.
2-1.
So we start this second game. Almost the mirror of the first. Except both pairs being a little bit more standoffish now, leaving too much space on the right there.
3-1.
Too high, too loose.
Yeah. And that's what happens if you do get into too much of a vertical pattern.
Shawal Ismail He's the power.
2-3.
Produces a lot of strong smashes.
So we saw that, and very effective from that mid-court area.
In a sense, he doesn't really need the angles, as I was talking sometimes, you know, I mentioned the angles it needs in the smash. He doesn't quite need it. He has the physique.
Yeah.
Intimidates you when he jumps up. So
It's that natural technique, you're right.
4-2.
so much of force and fury into his smashes.
Well, they're 2 points back now. Be interesting to see if Puchong can pull something back. As I said, if I'm right, is 10-8. No, it should be now with maybe 10-9. In fact, 10-9, very close indeed. But both clubs be very happy with this first day of phase 2 to be taking some games back and adding them to the grand tally. There is the points table.
Oh, it's a lot of hard smashes in that rally.
5-2.
Puchong is, they are playing the right game, the Puchong pairing. Tan Wee Gin and Yu Hong Kang.
Yep.
Playing really sharp to the net, forcing their opponents to lift. Standard doubles technique.
Yep. Getting on the offensive
6,
line,
2.
forcing them into the flat back defense. And therefore, of course, creating all that space. Now, of course, if you do get, as a former doubles player, well, current former doubles player, I mean, you take on so many roles, but if you are forced back into that defensive pattern by a strong pair, how do you get out of it? How do you push yourselves out of it?
One of the ways to do it is to move the shuttle back from the right to the left in the baseline. You kind of move it there. Of course, another way is to play a lot of drives.
Yeah.
Try to play it back, get back into the offensive.
I think that's exactly what they were trying to do there.
They were trying to.
8-3.
It is hard to do when you see this, you know, opponents so close to the net.
You kind of rely on instincts at that point.
Yeah.
Suspended thinking. Get into the realm of instincts and reflexes.
And that's it. It is great to see, though.
Oh, but that's just an amazing shot
9-3.
on a beautiful empty.
Well, yeah, you find these spaces in the middle of the court all of a sudden, which are just absolutely glaring, you know, just seen by the right person at the right time.
Oh, that landed in.
10. Game point.
So,
3.
game point. This will tie everything up in this match.
Game.
And they get it, 11-3.
Won by Puchong United BC.
Passion seems to have gone down from the Ampang Jaya pairing.
Yeah. Was it me, or was it a pressure thing? Was it passion or pressure? Was it the Ampang Jaya pair not specifically playing up to their standards, or was it more of the advancing
I think they
pressure?
entered the first game brilliantly. You know, they know they are playing a much better pair. They had to go all out. But then when they won the first set, you know, and I was mentioning earlier on about especially Mohammad Shawal Ismail, there is sometimes a tendency to take it easy, you know, because he is a good player.
Yeah.
With all due respect to him, he is a great player. And when you take it easy against opponents, especially when you're playing a World Junior champion, a former World Junior champion, rather, that can be pretty dangerous.
Well, as we just saw in the singles with when Donald was sitting next to me, Go Cap Chin, 4 straight wins in the Purple League, comprehensively beaten by Danonsak, and you know, in an entirely different way. And it was, I thought myself when I was watching the match that if I was Go Cap Chin, I would have seen the areas of my game which I would have to develop almost as a contingency. He has such a strong smash, he has such a strong attacking game, but it was a real mid-court net exchange that just wore him down in the end.
Yes, and also I think he was facing someone who played almost quite similarly to him, but at a much faster and a more intense speed.
And more solid on all shots.
Yes.
So the all-important third game is underway.
Service over.
Shawa was taking the shuttle too low there. Still try to go for a close net shot.
Two, one.
That was some very good pressure.
Service over.
I think in the rally 3 times at least, Yu Hong Kang was being targeted.
Well, they saw him out of position. They saw him just a little bit shaky. And then it was just pure targeting, as you said. There's that realm of instinct you were talking about. Sometimes pays off, and sometimes doesn't.
But in the case of Tanwi Tad and Muhammad Shawal Ismail, both of them have quit the national team. Not quite training as rigorously as their Puchong United counterparts.
3 all.
Sometimes they tend to miss out on those fighter shots.
Yeah, it is such a physical game. Of course, there's so much training involved.
Service over. 4,
Especially when it gets to the deft touches in front of the net.
Yeah.
That's when your training actually kicks in.
Slowing the game down as opposed to,
Yeah.
Service over. 4 all.
Well, so far there's nothing to differentiate them in this third game.
5, 4.
Still point by point. Oh, he smashed that
Service over.
under the net. Stunning error from Tanwi Tat.
You don't see that very often.
Sonadu Conchoro there. Lost out to Liu Darren earlier.
Yes, I know. It was a surprising result. I think a lot of people, obviously Ampang Jaya were probably counting on him to deliver some games there, but fantastic performance from Liu Darren.
Full credit to him.
Yeah, really, really well done. Now, talking of putting pressure on, that was Puchong again, just hustling that point.
5.
But I feel that Tanwi Tat is really playing all the wrong strokes here. He would be doing much better if he was going for the straight shots as opposed to trying to play them cross-court when his opponent is waiting right at the center.
Yeah.
8, 5.
One of the things I always tell my players when they play doubles is to avoid as much as possible playing the cross-court, because however well you play, the shot skill has to go through the middle where your opponent is waiting. It's always a disadvantage in doubles. Works in singles though.
Yeah, there's so much more court that of course you can play with.
8.
In fact, I'm assuming probably just the best place would be direct to center of the heart for your opponent.
Yes.
That would be the ideal place to.
And also the lower part of the hip.
Yes, right.
Especially where your racket is.
Or you can't swing right. That's
yes.
true. A couple of instances in the first phase where it had a left-handed and a right-handed pairing, of course, and there was a huge space right in the middle of the massive gap.
Yeah.
8 all.
These are some of the subtleties that actually make up these pairings. Of course, these pairings, well, some have just been put together, some have played before, but
9.
if you then follow this up and go and look at the likes of Lee Yong-dae, for example, or you know, some of the Koreans and the Chinese doubles players, and you see exact precision and details that they work off.
Yes.
Just a bit too much movement there for Ampang Jaya.
Really quick movement in the net. Really good, really sharp.
And that's how you would undermine the less experienced pair.
I'm not sure you referred to Muhammad Shawal and
Well, I say less experience.
in less experience, I think, been seniors to both of these players. But I get what you mean.
Yeah, no, there's been a great many instances where you're trying to classify something as brand new, which is this inaugural Kopiko Purple League.
Right.
I think the first time I looked at the table and I saw the amount of actual points that were scored by the clubs, I was like, what is this? 646. It's just numbers you don't really expect. Still, 11-9, and Puchong come out with that.
Really close third game. There was one point towards the end of the third game where I felt that the Ampang Jaya pairing could have pulled away.
Well, they have a mountain to climb now. That's for certain.
I'm sure they'll be looking back to that second game that we were talking about earlier, where they could have built on the momentum of the first game just to carry them through. It's kind of a lapse in the second game.
And as we said, these games go so quickly that lapse was enough.
Especially with 11 points, there's no room for any lapses of any kind. Every single point matters.
Every single point matters. Every single game matters, of course. Now, if you've just joined us, and then you're wondering, hold on, I thought this is a badminton game. Well, it is. Badminton match, it's a badminton tournament. It's just a different kind of tournament. It's a league system. The first ever league system in Malaysia. There have been other leagues around Asia, of course. I used to commentate for the Chinese Badminton Super League. That was
yeah,
that was very interesting to see. I mean, exactly how deep the pool of players is in China. I mean, we can probably think of like 20 or 30, but there are hundreds, absolutely hundreds of players out there that have incredible skills. So I'm very honored to have that privilege to commentate for them.
That's out.
2 love.
Yu Hong Kang and Tan Wei Gin take an early lead in this fourth set.
Yeah, 2 points straight off.
It's of course important for the Ampang Jaya pairing to
start pulling it in.
Yes. Otherwise it's going to be too late.
You don't want to stretch yourself out 4 or 5 points. It could all be over.
Service over.
Well, that's going to help them.
3.
Because they will welcome unforced errors like that.
Yeah, they're going to need to convert this.
Yeah. Seems to me that they've kind of run out of ideas.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple of times actually today. Cap Chin was another one who kind of ran out of ideas, or rather was forced to think of new ones.
Yeah. So they look so sharp and brilliant in the first set.
Yeah.
And all credit to the Puchong Jaya pairing for weathering the storm, if you could put it in that way.
I think that's the best way of putting it. You have to literally close up your game and still manage to pick off the points.
3, 4.
And if you do lose serve, you just got to make sure you win it back as soon as possible.
Not a good serve there from Shawal.
3.
Seems frustrated with himself. Knew he could have done better.
Yeah, there's been a lot of disappointment for a few players. I think they're beginning to set their own levels and standards.
Right at the body, as you were saying earlier.
Right at the body. Straight to the heart.
6, 3.
That's earned them a 3-point cushion.
Will that be enough? It could be, based on the way they're moving forward. Definitely there was kill written all over that attack.
3.
I know Mohammad Shawwal managed to get the racket to the shuttle that time, but again, it was going at him.
It was very difficult to control those, especially lift them. But you're right, quick hands. And now, that's how you can get right in between a pairing and a partnership. And just find those angles that really break them up. And you have a 5-point lead now, 8-3.
And
of course, moving towards match point.
The Ampang Jaya pairing kind of lost the belief that they once seemed to possess in the first game.
Yep, I'm sure that in the same way that you can power yourself up and psych yourself up to quick wins and quick point runs, in the same way you can lose points just as quickly.
Yeah, because it's interesting that they're coming back into this game. They're kind of getting the points back again, but it still seems as if the belief is not there. They've kind of lost it somewhere in the last 2 games, and it's so different in badminton when you play with a belief.
Yeah, you can hear it in the snap of the racket. You can really see. That's some good defense there, but
that's great. That's great.
They were very lucky that that corridor, cross-court corridor, essentially opened up there.
Yes. And right in the middle of that rally, we saw Tanwi Tat, just charging to the front. There was a kind of shift in the body language.
And that's the urgency that you're talking about. That's exact movement. And so 6-8 now. Radically different score from 3-8.
I'm sure they're wishing they did more of this in the earlier part of this 4th game. Oh, great placement.
Brilliant shot.
Great shot. That looked in.
It was good enough for the Puchong pair to just give a quick eye to all the line judges at once. But I think we're all clear. 7-8 now. A good showing.
Oh, that was clearly out.
Yeah, but I don't think they should play that all the time. That's the thing. It's a very difficult shot. And so now, Puchong United are closing in on this match. And of course, they will take the tie as well.
And Tanwi Tat helping the Puchong cause with the unforced error. 3 match points.
Out. Service over. 8-10.
Struggled with his serve earlier.
Clear.
And that looked short.
It did indeed. There are so many rules covering services. So it's now match point.
And again,
that's it. 11-8. So after the initial 11-7, which was, as you said, the shining moment for Shawwal and Tan, and it was a clinical 3-11, 9-11, 8-11.
7-11, 11-3, 11-9.
On the whole, a great performance by
All right, ladies
Yu
and
Hop
gentlemen,
Pen.
there you go.
Yep, very quick as well.
And his partner.
And we've got the winners about to go and talk to JD. Let's see what they have to say about a very good performance all in all.
All right, we're down here courtside with the guys who picked up the final winning points for Puchong United. Was there a lot of pressure from the start from your coach? Because I think this was one of the closest ties, toughest matches compared to the first half of the season.
I think sure got a bit pressure, but I just come in court and to relax myself. Then I perform. Yeah.
Now the big question also is, what's going to happen now? Because you got through this tough test, are you going to tell your coach and your boss to give you a nice little bonus?
Sure.
All right, congratulations, Puchong United BC, picking up the points. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
13-9. Good performance again for Puchong. Let's just have a look at some of these highlights. Samuel.
Yeah, they're really dominating the Puchong Jaya pair there. You could see the body language.
Yep.
Charging to the front. Really positive. As I was saying earlier, the Ampang Jaya pairing showed something, moments of glimpses of brilliance in the first game. Fortunately, not being able to carry it through.
Yeah. But in the same way, a good reaction from Puchong United when they saw that.
Yes.
To really lock it up in the end.
Yeah. And I think what we saw is that while it's important to start well, it's the finish that's ultimately important.
As you can see here, some of the space that they work with and some of the combinations that happen so fast, of course, during men's doubles. And if we look at the stats, oh, look at that. A lot of unforced errors today. I think it's probably because it was the first day back.
Yeah. A lot of nerves. But on the whole, a great performance by the Puchong Jaya pairing, Puchong United.
Yeah, they've, as I said, they've always delivered when it comes to match days. They seem to have their team spirit sorted out and also the strategies as well. And of course, I want to thank you, Samuel, for joining me again in the commentary box.
Yeah,
and hopefully, you know, as I said, it'll be you and Puchong up there right at the end. That'd be fantastic. Be good to see. But that is the final score confirmation there. Ampang Jaya, they'll be happy the fact they got close to 10. But once again, Puchong just a little bit too strong. That was a surprise, though, the Sony Dukinchura result at the beginning. Liu Darren with a fantastic performance and solidity from Ho Yen Mei in the women's singles. There was no stopping the Indonesians in the men's doubles. And then two good 3-nothings from both sides just to boost up that game score, as I said. And in the end, Tan and Yu showing their class, 3-1 in the men's doubles. And this is what the table looks like right now. As you can see, just a few clubs have played 5, and you have yet to play yours.
Yes, tomorrow evening we'll be looking to go further up the table.
Oh, trust me, I'll be here. That's for certain. And I don't think you'll be here because you'll probably be down there. But
yes,
if you do find the time, of course, by all means, you're always welcome up here to get that manager's insight. I think it's one of the most, I've never ever been commentating for a sport where I actually get to sit with the managers. These are the fixtures for tomorrow and for the next section, I suppose, of the Kopiko Purple League. Lots and lots of matches to play. And just a quick word, actually, Samuel, when you look at the scheduling like this, don't you get a little bit scared for your players, a little bit like scared for how you're going to do this?
Yes, fatigue will definitely kick in. That's of course always a worry.
Yeah.
But we have about 20 players in the squad, and we hope that we can switch around and.
Squad depth. Okay, well, listen, Samuel, thanks a lot for joining us once again. Good luck tomorrow. I'll be here, of course, and we'll be seeing you again very, very soon.
Thank you.
For everyone watching at home, this has been the Kopiko Purple League and Astro Super Sport. Join us again tomorrow for more action.